Hi everyone, how you doing? Hope you're all alright. Today is a Sunday afternoon. I think it's about 12:30, and you've probably noticed some of my hair's missing. Yeah, I messaged my auntie today and I said, because as you guys know, I'm still off. I've got this my second week that I'll be off, and I said, when you got time, do you mind popping around cutting my hair for me? And she does it for free, you know. And she said, yeah, sure. So she just popped round with the old shears and she cut all my hair. Yeah, and so yeah, all cut. I needed it cut, it was getting too long. And I done my eyebrows, sorry. I just shaped them a bit and darkened them up a little bit because, yeah, not ever so dark, but just right, yeah. So, like I promised, I said that I would come on here and go through the photo album of my mum, the photos in there. It's going to be like a little relaxing video as well, and just showing you all the photos because I finally got it finished. I was determined to get it finished, and it took a little while because to do because I'm finding some more different pictures and just getting them developed and that. So but yeah, I finally got them all developed and they're all in the photo album. And I got this photo album a couple of months ago from Primark. I think it was about, I think, £3.50, maybe £4. And it's really lovely, and as you can see, it reads "Live the Moment" on there. It's got, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to just go through it now, and I'm going to show you all the photos and where they were taken, and just, yeah. So a little trip down memory lane. So here goes. I hope you guys enjoy it. So here we go. So here we go. So here's the first picture. This is at home. Her hair was just starting to grow back. She loved her new little hairstyle when her hair eventually grew back. And the t-shirt that she's got on there, like a browny black, her sister-in-law Shirley bought it for her birthday. Or it for, yeah, she loved it. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, let's have a look. This is Mum. This is when we was outside Asda. We just finished our shopping and we were waiting for a taxi, and where her stomach was hurting, she couldn't stand for long. Her legs and her stomach were hurting, and she was like, oh, fed up with standing, you know, waiting. So in the little alcove bit, there's these little boxes, and she just randomly went and decided to sit on them. She's like, oh, I'm going to sit there and wait. So this picture always makes me laugh, and I've got it up there in one of my photo albums. It makes me giggle because, yes, and we were looking at each other through the plastic screen. I was standing the other side, waiting for the taxi, and she she just went and randomly sat down on the plastic containers. Bless her heart. This is me. We was in Tesco's, and I said, "Oh, Mum, can you take a photo of me?" And she's like, "Yeah," and yeah, holding a dress up to my face. Let's just turn over, and oh, again, yeah, in Tesco's with the dress. And you got little Soxy there. I took that picture a couple of months ago. This is where my stepdad sits, and these are his cushions. And my stepdad got up to go outside for a fag, and then Soxy decided to jump in his seat, and I took a photo, and I was like, oh, by the way, Arthur, that's my stepdad. I was like, oh, by the way, you've lost your seat. Like, yeah. So little Soxy. And let's have a look. So this is Mum's birthday. That's one of Mum's birthday. This was, oh, camera's going a bit doolally. This was 3 years ago, and so that's a little throwover, a pink throwover we had, and Soxy decided to muck about on the table amongst the tea lights and lights, like he does, because he's a little monkey. Okay, this next photo, we were literally just getting ready to go out. We were waiting for the taxi to come, and got a lovely little fluffy hat on. Her hair was just gradually starting to come back, and got a lovely little fluffy coat on. Looks beautiful. I love this photo so much. And my good friend Faye, when we had the well done party for Mum, you know, getting through like the cancer and you know, chemo and radiotherapy, Faye and Florence got her some presents, and I just kept the tag and I just put it underneath. It just says, "Celebrating the life of gorgeous Sylvia, love from Luke," that's Faye's husband, "Faye and Florence." And come over here, I've got the flash on, so hence that beaming light. And oh God. Right, so this photo is when Mum received her flowers on her 78th birthday from me, and she was holding the flowers, and I do have up there, I hope I can zoom in, that's near enough the same photo in my love photo where she's holding the flowers. Yeah, so the same day basically. She was looking at me and saying, "Oh, thank you, I love you, oh, I love you too." So that's when she got her flowers. And so a little bit of a shout out before I explain where this came from, Rest in Paradise. 21 years ago, I used to work at the charity shop called Sense, and there's a lady called Carla who was my assistant manager at the time, and roll 21 years later, we're really good friends. We've stayed in touch, and she's just absolutely amazing. She really is. And yeah, she's the one who made my keyring for me with my mum and dad on it, saying "Good night, I love you, Mum and Dad, see you in the morning." So yeah, she's a really good friend of mine. And when I had a lot of cards after my mum passed away, I had a lot of sympathy and grieving cards, and one of the cards my friend Carla got, and it was a really big card. It was the most beautiful card I'd ever seen. It really was. And a lot of people say "rest in peace," and obviously this is the mum the day, this is the day that Mum obviously passed away, the date, the 4th of March this year. And yeah, and on the front of the card, and I merged the two together, so I didn't cut the card. It's too good to cut, I wouldn't do that. And so I just took a photo of the Rest in Paradise, and basically, and yeah, put the two pictures together. And this is where this comes from the card that Carla got me, and it says "Rest in Paradise," and I just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. Right, let's. Okay. Again, we're just ready to go out shopping, and I saw this blouse. I can't remember where it was. I think it must have been Tesco's, and I just thought, oh, you know what, Mum would love that, so I got it. And so before we went shopping, I was like, Mum, quick photo. Yeah. And she'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, do we have to? Yeah, she wasn't a big fan. She didn't mind her photos being taken, but she wasn't a big fan of it. Bless her. Yeah. So this is another gorgeous photo of her in a lovely, gorgeous blouse. Again, this is her at home, and her hair has all come back. She did lose rather a lot of weight. She was a size 20. I think she was between a size 20 and a 24. She liked big baggy clothes, and where she lost a lot of weight, she was told a lot of things, that she had diverticulitis when she had the operation, and you know, lots of scans and cameras in her. They took some of it out, but not all of it. And then she had a little bit of cancer in her neck, and then the consultant said, you know, it's the good type of cancer that we can get rid of. There's an aggressive cancer and there's a good cancer, and we can get rid of it. And then she had 6 months of chemo, and to be told that it hasn't all gone. And then apparently it went down to her stomach. We were just told all different things, and we hardly got to see her actual consultant. We were lucky if we got to like talk to her a couple of times. A lot of phone calls and that. But then she had radiotherapy. She had a week of radiotherapy. It got rid of the pain, and she was given a diet sheet of what food she could eat. And but bless her heart, she was told so many different things, what she had wrong with her, and then eventually she got better, and the cancer was controlled, you know. And in the end, it wasn't really the cancer that got her. Unfortunately, she had so this is where she received my flowers on her birthday. And this is in my back garden. These are all the flowers. We put them all together, and you see the big mum one. I picked that, and there's a star at the end, you know. Yes, that's my back garden. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I must admit, when the coffin turned up outside my house, it just makes it more real, and you see that, and it just sort of, I don't know, your heart kind of goes in your mouth, and you think, oh my God, it's real. Do you know what I mean? And you never ever think that you're going to ever see the name Mum in flowers next to your mum's coffin. You never think that you're going to be in that situation. But at the same time, it's absolutely beautiful, and I know she would love it, and she'd be looking at it and be like, oh God, isn't that lovely? And she'd be like saying, oh, how much, I hope you haven't spent a lot of money, and you've got to watch your money, you know. And she'd be worrying about how much it was or something, knowing Mum. Let's carry on looking. And this is the start of Mum's chemo. And she had like a little, it was a mustard colour hat. And yeah, this is starting of her chemo. Her hair was falling out. Her eyes, bless her, all around her eyes was going red. Yeah. And this picture here, sorry it's a bit blurry, of me and Mum on her 78th birthday. Had a couple of friends round, had my friend Jodie round and my friend Sharon, and yeah, we had our picture taken there. Now onto the flowers. We that they were brought back from the crematorium back home, and we put them all together so we could take photos. I can't remember who bought what. I think my auntie must have, but one of my aunties bought this one. Yeah. Or my friend. I'm trying to think. I remember my stepdad picked this, like in the shape of a cross, and between my auntie Shirley and my stepdad Arthur, they picked this. These I think they were from my friend Jan, or were they from another, or my other auntie, I think. I can't remember. Oh yeah, these ones are from Jan, my friend. Right, there's Mum, picture of a picture. We was in Tesco's, not the one I work at, another Tesco's, and she was getting her little wipes out, you know. She was like had her wipes, and as my her cup of tea. These are the flowers that I got her for her birthday 3 years ago. She didn't realise, well, I didn't tell her, it was a surprise. Told her that flowers were coming. I didn't tell her that flowers were coming. And oh, look at them, they're lovely, she said. And I was recording her, I sent a video, and she said, thank you, love you. I was like, love you too. And this photo, this was in the range, and this is in the middle where she was having her chemo. She lost her hair, and she yeah, oh, a little fluffy hat. She loved that hat, you know. Yeah, she wasn't one for hats. She hated hats, but she loved that one. Yeah, kept her little head warm and a big fluffy coat. She loved that coat. She really did. And it said, always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. That's so true. And I believe that she made a big impact on people, and not only as a mum, but she not only played a massive part in my life, but I think she touched other people's lives, and she made a big impact on people's lives. And they, you know, when they come around the house or they left the house, they felt a warming feel. They felt, you know, happy and, you know, in a laughing kind of mood. They felt a warming feel, you know, wanted, and like, I know she was like everyone's mum. Yeah. She wasn't just my mum, she was everyone's mum. She was. And right up to being in my videos, and everyone, all you guys enjoyed looking forward to seeing her and like waving, and you know, and what she was eating, and you know, and this quote, this statement is just so true, because I believe she touched loads of people's lives. She really did. She made a massive, massive impact on people's lives. She really did. And I hope she knows that. I really hope she knows that. Yeah. We all love you, Mum. We do. We all love you, Sylvia. Yeah. And she'll be saying, I'll say hello to my viewers, and she, oh, hello viewers, yeah, and give a little wave, yeah. So let's have a look, more photos. This is her 78th birthday. And there's some like table confetti going on, the candles. This was just a cake from Tesco's I bought, and it was really nice actually. This is where she received my flowers on her birthday. She was saying, oh, thank you, they're lovely. I said, love you too. Again, this is a top that I got for her in Tesco's, Positive Vibes. And yeah, she loved the t-shirt. It was like a sporty kind of t-shirt, but yeah. And oh, excuse me, we were just ready to go out shopping again, because you know we loved our shopping. I said, I'll take a photo. Yeah. Oh my god, how did I miss? Oh, to be fair, I must admit they have been sticking together, so I think yeah. So I told a little white lie. I thought it had finished. So I'm gonna have to find 2 photos and put them in there. Yeah. Martin told a little white lie and said that it finished, and yeah. Right, okay, so this was taken years ago. I'm not sure what year this was, but yeah, the old curtains, the old wallpaper, no poppy wallpaper. And she was in her 50s then. Yeah, bless her. And again, her 78th birthday, my friend Sharon made the cake, and yeah. Here we are outside Tesco's waiting for our taxi after another little shopping day out. Here she is again. I was like, wave, and she gave a little wave. So we're outside the Tesco's cafe. That's waiting for a taxi. And here we're at Corby's Tea Room. And this lovely little lady, her name's Marie, and I work with her. If you're wondering who she is, and a lovely little friend. And it's small, and sort of got the small, medium, and large. And sort of got you. It wasn't intentional to stand in that order, and that was October last year. And I would never have thought, when you look back, that was the last time we went out. It's crazy. And here's my mum. We was in Homebase at the time. She wanted to have a look at all the plants. Again, one of her favourite blouses. And this lovely handsome man here is my real dad, and his name is George Easter. And I lost my real dad, George, back in 1988, and I was 9 years old, and he was 60 when he passed away. Yeah, that's my mum and dad. So and my one dream, ever since I was a little boy, I wanted my mum and dad to be together. And in a way they are. They are together. They've got a couple of exes up there. They have. She's got her ex-husband up there. He's got his ex-wife up there. So whether they're fighting over each other, I hope they're not, but in my head I'm hoping that they are together up there. And here's a picture. I was at my friend Jodie's house, and as you can see, this photo is the same as this one, and I just put it together to look like we were sitting together, and I turned it into black and white. Yeah. There's another cafe we used to love going to called Riley's, and it's a really nice cafe. So yeah, and again, oh, have your picture taken? When we was out shopping, we both bought a new top, and it's got like palm trees on. It's a light blue top. This is the first day at the hospital when she had her chemo session, and I thought, do you know what? We both got our new tops. We purposely wore our new tops the same day, and I said, "Come on, let's get a picture." So I took a picture of Mum and a picture of myself, and I just put it together. And so yeah, that was the first day of Mum's chemo. And again here, sorry for the light, if I pull it down, and she's sitting in the chair ready for her first chemo session. Last but not least, here she is, enjoying a little bit of cake. Again in Riley's. I do apologise for the light. I've put the flash on so you can see, and she's enjoying a lovely bit of cake. And that completes the But I will, what I will do, these two empties, I will put a photo in there. I will. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, I was certain that there was photos in there. So, like I say, it must have stuck together. Yeah, but what I will do is once I find the photos I decide to put in there, I will show you. I'll definitely show you what's in there. What photos I've put in there. Yeah. So after she had the radiotherapy and all the pain had gone, she was up and about and she was feeling much better, and we were going out shopping and that, and then what actually took her was a water infection. She was really bad, and our doctor's surgery, they gave her 2 little tiny sachets that you had to mix with water. They said it would be strong enough to get rid of, but it wasn't. And of course she wasn't eating a lot, and she'd go to bed. I would have to carry her upstairs, one step at a time, and her legs were really swollen, and she really struggled to get upstairs, and we really fought to get a stair lift put in, but it was so expensive. You're looking about like £4,000, maybe more, and they wouldn't put it in. They suggested us putting the bed downstairs, and we couldn't, and she would sleep downstairs. I think more could have been done. I think she was poorly treated. And I did everything, and then I eventually hit a brick wall, and I didn't mind doing it, but and people said you can't do it all yourself, and we ended up having district nurses come in, and actual carers come in and help, Mum, making sure that she was drinking and eating. I was doing that as well, and they were dressing her and putting cream on and stuff, and because her skin was getting very dry. But I never told anybody, and I kind of just got on with it, and it got to the point where she couldn't take herself she needed commodes and, you know, and like pads and stuff, you know, and I had to help her on and off with onto the commodes and stuff, and I just kind of got on with it really. I just, you know, because it's my mum, you know, and I loved her, you know, and I still do. Um, and and I just, and I remember her way of having to wash. She was sitting in the armchair and she was waiting for what I, you know, because she wanted to go upstairs to bed. And I said, right, you sit there and I get all your stuff ready. And then I would go upstairs and I'd take a little bowl, fill it up with warm water, a little bit of Dettol and some soap and the flannels and towels and everything and some powder and deodorant. And then and that was, and then I would have to carry her upstairs, and I'd done that every day for 5 months on my own. And people said, why didn't you ask for help? Why didn't you? And I never thought, I don't know, I never looked into it. I didn't think I could, and and it became the norm eventually. It wasn't right, you know. I mean, she went from being able to get in the bath herself, and, you know, or have a strip wash, and, you know, and because, you know, we weren't getting the help that we needed because we were being told different things from consultants and doctors, you know, it was cancer, it was diverticulitis, it was this, it was that, you know. And when she got the water infection and we didn't know what it was, basically the damage was done. There was, you know, she had, like I say, a urine infection, and it got to the point where her kidneys, like it got into her kidneys and her kidneys failed. She had kidney failure and sepsis when she went into hospital. And I did everything I could. I really did. Honestly, I did everything I could. You know, to helping her wash, and, you know, and I'd leave her on her own to wash like other parts of her body, obviously, you know, that I, you know, and she asked me in the end, she said, do you mind doing it all? Because I trust you, you're my son. And so obviously I saw everything, but I didn't think anything of it because it's my mum, you know, and I just done it. And then I'd do the cream and changing the pads because she had a little pressure sore, which was grade 1. I've never really opened up about this on here to you guys. I mean, I know that you knew she had cancer and she fought it and she got through the chemo and radiotherapy, but she had so many other complications, and in the end it was the water infection that took her. And I remember it got to the point where she needed the commode right near the hospital bed in the house. We moved things around to get the hospital bed, you know. I don't know, and it kind of, you know, knowing that she fought, you know, she got through the cancer, it shrunk, you know, she fought cancer, she fought, you know, the chemo and radiotherapy, she got all through that just to be taken by a water infection. And it just, you know, and I had so much anger towards the world, and I was so angry, you know, but I know that my mum wouldn't want me to be angry, but it just made me so angry. And it wasn't until I opened up and I spoke to my friend Carol and my friends Jan and Jodie about it that it kind of, you know, I just kept that in for months, you know. And also about, you know, the whole, you know, having to carry her upstairs every day for 5 months and washing her like out of a, you know, a bowl with warm water because there was no way she could get in and out of a bath. And, you know, yeah, and I just, yeah, I done it all, and I just, you know, and I'd still do it again if she was still here. And I didn't think I wasn't sure I'd get this emotional, but yeah, I thought I was just going to show you through the pictures, and you know, but I wanted to talk to you properly, you know, and explain. And I remember it was on a Monday, and she was, you know, I don't mean to sound like degrading, I don't mean to just be disrespectful, but she was on her commode, and I thought she was having a stroke because she sort of went funny. She was looking sort of deep into my eyes and sort of glazed over, you know, she wasn't quite there, and she was shaking. The side of her face was, it looked like she had the symptoms of a stroke, you know, and she was shaking and her head went to the side. And she just said, "Let me go, Martin, please, just let me go, just let me go." And I said, "Not like this, Mum, no, I can't let you go." And I phoned 999, and they were asking me questions. They were like, "Is the patient breathing?" You know, I said, "Just about." I said, "You know," I said, "she's in a really bad way. Can you bring," you know, they're like, "Well, is she breathing or not?" And they weren't going to send an ambulance out. And I honestly didn't know what to do. I really didn't. And I said, "You know, she is losing consciousness." I said, "You know, I don't think she is breathing." You know, and eventually they, you know, they did send an ambulance out, and they took her, and she went into hospital, and she was in there for 4 days, and and yeah, so she was in there, yeah, for 4 days, and I was getting phone calls from the hospital, and I was phoning them. Oh, she's showing really good improvement. She's eating and drinking. She's been a little bit cantankerous, you know. I can't say it properly. Cantankerous. And I thought, oh yeah, she's getting better. She's been a bit stubborn, you know. And she was having fluid. She was all like dripped up and everything, and getting steroids, and you know, and everything, and she was talking to me on the phone. She was sort of with it, and she was talking to me fine, and she knew what she was saying. She said, "They keep leaving me on my own, Martin, you know." And I said, "They're helping you, are they?" And she said, "No, not really. They keep poking and prodding me, and they keep taking the catheter out, and they keep leaving me, and they're doing this and that." And you know, it made me feel like she was being ill-treated, you know. And they said that, you know, that she was on the mend. And then at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, I got a phone call, and they said, "I think you need to come over because she's slowly deteriorating. I don't think she's going to make it through the night." And I got a taxi over there, and I sat with her. And we were talking, and I said, "I love you, Mum." And she said, "I love you too." And she's saying, "I want to come home, Martin. Can you take me home?" I said, "I would love to, I really do." And I said, and I asked the doctors and nurses, I said, "Can I? Is there any chance I can take her home?" And they said, "No, sorry, you can't." And I said, I would, Mum, honestly." And it was, and it was because I always helped her and I always did whatever she asked, you know, I always did. And it was the first time in my life that, you know, when she asked if she could come home, and that was the first time I said, I'm really sorry, Mum, but I can't take you home. I would if I could. And I just hope she knows that I don't want her to think I let her down or failed her, you know. I'm so sorry. But I really thought that my mum was like untouchable. I just thought, you know, she's going to be around for years. You know, she'll see her 100th birthday and I just thought, you know, she won't be taken yet. And to know that she fought everything, the cancer and radiotherapy and everything, to be just taken by this water infection, and it just you know. And when you see them lying there, and I was talking to her, and at the time I wasn't getting upset, I was just talking to her and saying, and she was talking fine, and she said, oh, they keep leaving me, they're not helping me, you know. And she was talking fine, as if, you know, she was talking normally, as like, you know, like when you saw her on the videos, she was talking like that, you know. And then slowly she was kind of, you know, drifting away. And I was talking to her, and she was trying to talk to me. She was struggling, but I couldn't understand. I couldn't make out what she was saying. And I was like, no, come on, Mum, you know, you promised that we were going to have a, you know, come on, you know, you got to get better. You've got to get better, because you promised that we were going to have a summer party. We were going to have a summer party, and you were going to use your mobility scooter, and we were going to go back in the park again, and, you know, and I know she would still want to be doing those things. And I don't know, you just can't make it up. And I've said this to friends, that 1 minute, you know, in 1 hour you're talking to that person fine and they look fine, and then within an hour they're taking their last breath. And you can't make it up. It's just, you know. And knowing you have to, you know, and I stayed there for an hour and a half just talking to her, stroking her hand and her head and kissing her face. And walking away is the hardest, because you want to take them with you, you know, and it's just such a weird and hard feeling, because you're walking away and they're still there. And I never really like opened up and explained, you know, and I mean, I know she had cancer, and I think a lot of people, you know, and it did say on her death certificate that she had lymphnoma cancer. It was still there, you know, even though it shrunk, but it was still, you know. But she had kidney failure and sepsis through the water infection, and that's what eventually took her. So I instead of just doing this photo album and explaining the pictures and the story behind the pictures, I wanted to talk about, you know, and open up to you, friends, that, you know, what really took Mum, you know, because a lot of people just thought it was the cancer, but it wasn't. Yeah. And sometimes, and I know people mean well, and I totally understand what they say. She's out of pain now, you know, and she is. She doesn't have to suffer anymore. And she was in a lot of pain. The swollen legs, her back with the sore, you know, she was so weak. She was so thin, and she was just in so much excruciating pain. She really was. The pain she was in, you know, and for me to have to take her upstairs every day for 5 months, and I had to wash her because she literally couldn't do it herself. She was in so much pain. And I get when people say, you know, she's out of pain now. And she is, you know, she is out of pain. She's not suffering anymore, you know, because she got tired in the end. I think she just had enough, and she just, if you can hear shouting, we've got new neighbours. They're really nice, by the way, but they've got 2 little girls, and they're playing in the background. So if you can hear shouting, it's them. And yeah, and that's what took my mum, the water infection, because she was so ill and she wasn't given enough stuff to make her better, basically. Yeah. So it kind of just, I don't know, I had the whole mixture of like grieving, because I had watched my mum pass away in front of me. So I was grieving, but at the same time I had a lot of anger, because I just think more could have been done, and we were told so many different things, and you know, and to know that she'd fought all what she fought and got through it all, to be, you know, and she passed away through a water infection. I just think more could have been done, you know, and it just kind of made me a little bit kind of angry, really. And I just think, I do still believe that her death could have been prevented, and I think if more was done, then she would still be here, I think. Yeah. And I never really explained, you know, a lot of people just think that she did pass away from cancer, and it was there, and I'm glad that I've opened up to you all and explained, yeah, right up to the last, you know, hours of when she was taken. Yeah. So, like I promised, we're going to carry on with the photo album, and I'm going to tell you where we were, and just yeah, sorry, yeah. So I'm going to switch around now, switch the camera around, and just talk a bit more about the photos. Yeah. So here we go. So I've got my gingerbread jingle, it's called, my gingerbread candle going, that Reggie bought me, and I've got it sitting with Mum. It absolutely smells gorgeous, it really does. Oh, very nice today. It's raining, is it? All wet and soggy, yeah. The noise you can hear in the background is our dryer, by the way. Come on. Come on, come in the warm. Oh, silly Billy. Come on. who's been sleeping in my bed. Hello. Little Soxy Woxy. Yeah. Making himself comfortable on my pillow. Yeah. Bless. So I just want to take this time to say a massive great big thank you to everyone who took the time to watch this video. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much, and I really hope you like the video that much that you give it a thumbs up, and please drop me a message down below, and I'll always reply back to you. Like I always say, I always read every message that you send. So yeah, I just catched up on a little bit of sleep earlier because I was just a bit drained. I just had a little bit of a moment, my lovely friend Jodie, she sent me a picture of Reggie wearing his outfit, the red and black checked Mickey Mouse, and he looks so gorgeous in it. He just, oh god, it just melted my heart. And I think so I caught up on some sleep because I didn't didn't sleep very properly the night before. So yeah, had about 5 hours sleep earlier. I'm feeling all refreshed and revitalised now because I've had a little sleep. Ordered a McDonald's. I've got my coffee here. There's the other coffee I had. Finished that. And a banana milkshake as well. I didn't eat all the burger and the chips. They were a bit cold. I just wasn't feeling it, so I chucked them. Got some chicken nuggets from my dad. Yeah, but I'm just having I'm having a lazy day. I couldn't be bothered to make a cup of coffee, so I thought I'll order one. Right, so I'm not sure again when I'll be back on here, but I will try and get back on here in the week. Yeah, I just hope that you guys have had a really nice weekend and have a good week. And I will catch you later. Thanks so much for watching, and again, thank you so much for my birthday messages. I've had a lovely birthday week, and just a massive thank you, and thanks again for watching the video. I love you all, and I'll see you later. You take care, guys. See you later. Bye.